Kid is someone who seemed to have always been an outcast. Whether it's his emo boy band crew attire, or his tendency to enjoy killing whoever he wants, or some of his ideologies on the world, he always gives the impression that he doesn't fit in, and I think that's a core component of his character. The biggest mystery regarding Kid's character for me is his motivation for becoming Pirate King. If we assume being an outcast is an important part of Kid's characterization, then I think plausible reasoning for his dream could have to do with him thinking being a pirate in general is fitting of an outcast like him. In Sabaody, he said something along the lines of, "The government are scum, and scum gives birth to more scum," meaning people are likely to get evil in spite of being treated unfairly by their higher power. He also said in comparison, him and his men are more honorable because they are at least honest about being fucked up, while the government hides behind their actions and manipulates people into thinking they are heroes. While this shows Kid has some complexity in his ideas of morality and honor, despite being a piece of shit himself, I think the more important part of this is my speculation that he hates the world government for this. At first glance, you'd think that'd be hypocritical because, while in his mind, what the world government does is more fucked up than what he does, hating someone for doing fucked up shit when you're also a fucked up person doesn't really make that much sense. I think Kid is disgusted at the world in general, and whenever he learned how fucked up it was, he couldn't accept it, or rather, couldn't accept falling in line and living like a world government dog like the majority of people. Which is why I think he always admired pirates having the bravery to set out and be free men. I think he also thought being a pirate was fitting of an outcast like him, like I said before, and that was the icing on the cake, like it was his calling or some shit. I think he's also prideful of his strength like most powerful men are. He's prideful of his grind to become someone so powerful that no one can ever take advantage of him or ever disrespect him, which is why he kills anyone who laughs at his dream. He sees them as pathetic common folk who are too cowardly to choose a more dangerous, fulfilling path like his, and he hates how they have the nerve to project their insecurities on him. At the same time, though, I think he respects how they know their place at the very least. I think he romanticizes the idea of people with conviction being willing to do whatever it takes to achieve their dreams, or in other words, having the mindset of a king. He holds an ideal that goes something like, if you set out to sea to become great, you better be ready for what you potentially got yourself into, and if you didn't, you're a fool who deserves death. Which is why he went out of his way to torture and kill those New World pirates who were gonna run back to paradise. Now this is pretty extreme, but I think the reasoning for it is him enjoying the idea of how punishing the world is in a sense. On one hand, he hates how the world government act like pieces of shit and are deceptive about it, but on the other hand, he enjoys the type of people this action creates and only really values these types of people. The world being so punishing is what allowed him to gain the insight to form his own code of honor and ideals, which allowed him to have the mindset of a king. He enjoys the struggle of powerful people testing who has the greater willpower because it's a reflection of how much they care about their ideals, or a reflection of how great they are as men. So since he enjoys this punishing world so much, he also goes out of his way to enforce the toughness of the world because in his mind, only the type of people he values are worthy of pursuing fulfilling dreams. Dogs and normies can live in peace for now, but frauds who made a mockery out of the great race to become Pirate King are an embarrassment and a stain on his romanticization. So with all that being said, what would Kid's end goal be if he becomes Pirate King? I think he'd take down the world government and create anarchy. I think he wants to create a world where only the powerful survive, or if weak people survive because powerful people are protecting them, that's fine too. But he wants to create a world filled with people who he considers great because of how much he detests weak-willed government dogs who are actually content with being in such a humiliating position. He wants to create a world where the outcasts get to shine and the normies die like the dogs they are.